I just don't think these creatures are that dumb. Why would they be in the desert? Why would the wastelands?
The West.
Well,
doing badly.
I don't know, but right while we're journeying.
Sure, but that's like, okay, we need to find out if there's any oxygen in outer space. We're going to sort of wave a oxygen meter generally around in the area. Didn't seem to pick up anything. Could be some. 2 particles, 6 miles apart.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the average adventure, and more importantly, welcome to the Fragments. This is a D&D 5e campaign I'm playing with my friends, and these are, for some reason, my friends. Welcome, everyone.
Oh, and I quit.
For some reason, these fine fellows have decided to join me as and have an adventure around the town of Mordensal for about I don't know how many months we've been there, but it's been beautiful. It's been lovely.
Been a few.
Hello. Look at that dog.
Anyway, last time we saw our heroes, they were trying to work out something, and then we had a battle.
Yes.
So nothing actually happened, and we got absolutely nowhere. The main decision between, well, there was 2 decisions, and how to get there was the thing. So it was to Kanzax or to Shardfall, and then it was by land or by air.
Well, we're going to Kanzax.
Kanzax.
Oh, no. That's decided. And by the sound of it, we're probably going to go by land. I mean, sure, let's try the experiment. I'm just hilariously unexpected. If anything turns up, I'll be mightily surprised in the middle of the wilderness and these hyper-intelligent creatures that seem to be taking over society. But sure, there's no harm, no foul. There's no harm in doing it. It's just kind of funny.
Look at the eyebrow.
I mean, I'll be shocked if it works. If it works, great.
The eyebrows.
So we're zooming in to the wonderful little town of Kanzax. It was about to become the day of the airship arrival. As far as
Well, it's getting close, yeah. I mean, I organised to bring a feather fall, which I probably will still pick up if it's available. And we got the prices per person.
I believe, your old master.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, where are you? You all at the castle? Where are we now? Tell me.
We're at the castle because that's where we got lodgings.
Yeah, I think that's where TARDIS wagon is.
And yeah, we needed to. We're also going to kit out the TARDIS and see what's because they guys apparently hadn't been inside this TARDIS thing, and I don't sure.
We've opened it, and I don't think we've actually done anything with it.
No.
Oh, great, fantastic!
And we need to get food.
Yeah, so
And
we have. Well, since we're going by land, we will acquire rations for the journey. I have several copper pieces from somewhere. No idea where it came from. Lint, Anyway, I don't mind splurging on some. Since I've been in the wilderness and I know the area relatively well, I will pack for a Mordensal summer.
that little.
Well, autumn, as it turns out.
Yeah. So, are you buying for everyone, John?
I will probably do that since I know the city and I can get some good deals.
So, how much are you buying?
How far is it by land, by normal?
Weeks, I think.
I don't know. How long would it be?
So we said 3 weeks, didn't we?
3 weeks. Okay.
What game side like out and about if we can like hunt stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
There is the forest that you will go to near the June.
Halfway through, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that protected though? Or is it just wild?
Oh, you could roll your local knowledge.
I'll do that.
Intelligence.
Was it intelligence? And
You'd be proficient, I think.
was it investigation? You said.
Yeah, that would be the same modifier, wouldn't it, Matt?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure I've got expertise. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just doing intelligence, yeah? Okay.
Intelligence is +3, will be +3.
There's a dog that's prettier than you.
+2, actually. Isn't it?
Proficiency.
Oh, then another.
Okay,
plus
I'm
one.
misunderstanding or mishearing what you asked me to roll. Sorry. Can you-
Roll an intelligence check, but you can add your proficiency modifier if
Okay.
you're proficient in it. So you would add your normal
+4.
bonus.
So +6. D20. 14.
You know the area reasonably well. You kind of skirted around it. You know that the waste between the spaces between are kind of inhabited by large herds of screeger that are kind of moved almost
Woolly
like
cows.
Are there any wild ones?
the screeger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think so. That there's still some that escape the attentions of the halfling.
Grab a couple of them.
If they got no markings on them, sure, fair game. If they got branding, then bad idea.
Or we just buy a couple.
That's if we come past any of their wagons. But yeah, we could do.
You also would know that in the wooded area there are a set of a small clan of bugbear
Ooh.
that live within that space. Not so much as Frohast is a place where a lot of people go to hide and not be seen or be as far
Or seen
off
again by some things.
or be off of people's radar. And there are some bugbear that live there for that reason.
Don't forget, in the food front, you're going to need food for polar bears, which are quite big, 4 of.
I will leave that to you, Jackson, because you know your animal handling, what they need, more than I do.
Okay. Can I sort of estimate what 3 weeks worth of polar bear feed looks like?
Yeah. So you're going to be, well, it's a classic ration cost of 5 silver pieces.
Per day, per person?
That is per ration.
Per day.
Yeah. So
Yeah, per person per day.
yeah. So you need those per day.
So
It's a standard
two
7-day
gold,
week, yeah?
Yes.
4 gold if we put the polar bears, 6 gold if we put the dogs, and 6.5 gold if we put the dog and the
Don't forget Bengo.
yeah, 6.5 gold a day for feeding things.
Just the animals, yeah?
That's everyone.
6.5 gold a day.
That's us 4 and the polar bears and the dog and the fox.
So
That
615.
might be a good idea to maybe. I'm not saying something is going to go wrong, but should we maybe get slightly more than what we require, or
Yeah, having hungry polar bears about is not a good plan.
as well trained as they are, Jackson, and
Charlie will scratch one of them.
as quite tame as they are with an empty belly, I imagine they will be not as pleasant.
Yeah.
So, as is, that's 136 gold and 50 silver.
Yeah. How do you want to split that, or
Yes. I don't have 136 gold.
Let's see. Split it by 4 then.
136.
Oh, Charlie, where's your character sheet, Charles?
That would be
36 each.
34 gold, 12 silver, and 5 copper.
there you go.
Okay.
That I can afford.
How much does Screeger cost?
How much you could probably bargain on that.
Well, I would probably go and see my little halfling, Gillian grandson, is it? Oh no, Gilly and grandma, yeah. Because weren't they actually herding a load?
They had herded a load into the town just recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just minus what we're taking out of the gold. Are we definitely buying this?
It would make sense.
Yep.
I will minus it out. So let's do it. Oh, crikey, Charlie boy. So how many gold?
34.
34.
34 gold. So how many?
12.
12 silver.
35 gold.
35
What?
gold.
Well, 34 and 12 silver is 35 gold and 2 silver.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
2 silver. Yeah, okay.
I'm just doing on maths. I don't do on metrics. You do.
Copper. 5. Was it 5?
Yeah,
copper?
I just say 5 copper. Yeah.
Yes. Let me take this out.
And we can probably
35. I'm just going to remove 36 because for some reason, because I haven't actually physically got silver pieces, it won't let me remove them.
Yeah, it doesn't like you to, yeah. It says this is the real world. This is the material world. You can't. Yeah, they don't give you change.
Can't get change. Yeah.
You don't give you change.
We say 36. That's it. Isn't it?
Then you got yeah.
Let's go inventory. You got rewarded.
can I also buy sort of various burnable wood and stuff? And a couple of screeger.
Yeah. So you meet Jilly on the market square. Everything's calmed down since the last time that you were there. Everything was a bit kind of crazy because you were fighting hags last time you were at the marketplace and meeting feathers.
Oh, yeah.
You've just deserted to go on their own way with a pirate with your owlbear cub.
How do you add multiples? Oh, we go.
Charlie's baby.
Yeah. Can't pin that on us.
So Jilly's like, you want a bull or a cow?
No, probably a couple of females.
Couple of females. Okay.
I mean, do they give milk?
Yeah. I mean, they can do if you they've recently just weaned their calves, but these ones can be still producing if they.
Well, if you've got a couple that are producing milk, that would be good.
Okay.
We're going out across the tundra.
Oh, okay. Where you headed?
To Kansas.
Head down.
Oh. Well, we'll probably swing by the knots. I mean, you want to swing by with us for a bit? We're due to leave a day's time, or maybe even after this market. It's not great.
No. Are you looking to buy stuff or sell stuff?
Looking to sell
What are you looking to sell?
the screeger.
Okay.
Some
Cheese.
some dried meat. Yeah, we dry some meat and preserve it.
Have you had a chat with what's his name? The one that's upset with me because I keep breaking his robots.
Pen.
Fudlow. He'll be the guy. He'll be the guy to talk to.
We know of Pen, but he seems quite wrapped up with the relief effort at the moment.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. If you go and see him, like food and stuff for the relief effort might get the royal paying for it. So you might just buy a job lot.
Oh, I mean, don't use a normal market. See if
Yeah.
we can Sell it to.
Go and cut him a deal and sell him the whole lot.
Apart from your two,
I want some cheese and meat.
you want some cheese and meat, Killian? Well, I don't think he's met you. Oh, hello, Dragonborn. He's not met you, has he? I don't think.
Nope.
Oh, you were in the other group.
Name's Jilly. Reaches up to your massive height. Hand extended, like big furry heads, little rosy cheeks. And he will shake down quite firmly, and their hands are calloused, but smooth calloused. Like like where they're like they're almost like it's almost like touching Teflon. Some cheese, meat and cheese. We'll do some rations up for a day. What do you want? How many days? 3 days? There you go. No problem. 5. All right. There you go. How many days, Dragonborn? I haven't got all day. I've got to go and see Penn.
Do you want an introduction? Have you met him? We can walk and talk.
What, Mr. Penn? Yeah, all right. Maybe this Dragonborn fellow is a friend of yours, Jack?
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah,
documents.
it's William Norn.
Is he all right?
He's hungry.
Oh,
He's not
Ivy.
eaten, like the last 10 minutes.
Ah,
What's that?
here, Dragonborn. And he just pulls out a strip of jerky and hands it to you. Yeah, like,
Give me that.
You just, you've now got me thinking he's like an animal trainer.
that's what we got. It's however much is 5 silver pieces per day of the supply you want. You can buy a whole wheel of cheese if you like.
What?
Yeah, whole wheel.
What's the cheese like?
Well, it's like a crusty on the outside, soft on the inside.
Armadillo.
Hello.
This is why I don't like playing with you three sometimes. Because it's like you three share one brain cell.
That's incredibly rude. Well done. One brain cell.
Just one each. No,
Yeah.
one between the
No,
two.
no, it's one between us.
Yeah. Wow.
We're
Wow.
like the hags in like
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
round the cauldron. When shall we three meet again?
The way you three are. It's just like,
We want to win a trees.
yes, I'll have the wheel of cheese.
22.
Shouting at me, he just like, you are.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
frustrated.
Somebody desperately wants a commerce.
I frustrated harping named Jilly.
Well, I've just transferred all my stuff to the wagon. I'm now very unencumbered.
Yeah, you might not be able to remove it if you haven't got any in there. No, so just do like
If it was 20 silver, that's 2 gold.
2 gold.
Mhm.
Is that
And
included in the jacket?
no, there are 5 silver pieces per
Joe.
rations you want for the jerk.
How's that brain cell going for you?
There you go. So I ended up giving him 5 in total.
You approach the temporary warehouse of Penfollow.
Yeah.
Go to your bed, you stinky dog. Stop
He's
begging.
belching like mad.
He smells.
Go away. Yeah. Oh, cheese.
Penn is lost in his work, looking over like a folder, trying to with his quill, like marking through these things.
Pen!
And he tries to lose himself further in his book.
Is he trying to climb into the book?
Pen was a halfling as well, wasn't he? Or he was little, wasn't he?
No, he's a tiefling.
No, he's a tiefling. He's a
Tiefling.
Oh,
tiefling.
He's blue.
okay, Pen, let me introduce you to Gilly here. Gilly has some screeger and some supplies to sell, and I thought you'd be the gentleman to talk to sort of, for the relief effort and things. You've got all these like sort of hungry people.
Nice to meet you, Chili. Are you gonna stay, Jackson?
Am I going to stay?
Yeah.
I can do.
I'd probably rather that you didn't.
Okay. I've got some other bits I need to buy, so that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Gilly, I see you. So if we leave in the morning, yeah?
I can do. Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, I will. I'll make sure we got 2 left for you. And do you want to? Where are you?
We'll
you're-
pick them up. We'll pick them up when we meet in the morning because we're going to be heading out of the south gate. I'm guessing.
Yeah, sure. We'll meet by the south gate, sort of just past dawn,
Yeah.
as it breaks. Fine. All right. Yeah. See you, Jax.
Okay.
And they begin to converse.
Purely for accounting, I'm assuming a heavy crossbow and some bolts is perfectly available at some point in this town.
Yes, easy. Yeah.
Sorry, I've just looked and I've got my custom items: a delicious pastry, cream jerky, and wheel of cheese. Delicious.
You should see my list of custom items. It starts with brick, goes to brothel key, hammer charm, ice spike overshoes, spring hat, screeger horn, the harp from the halflings, heartstone, locked ball of pink crystal, mystery halfling brew.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have a few.
Now I've got to find what the name of the cheese manufacturer was that I invented as well.
Was his first name Ched?
Durr.
There's a whole adventure I wrote about a cheese factory, and I can't remember where I put it, but there is.
Why?
Because this is just something that I spend my time doing, okay? I think, what if they decide
Oh,
to...
hello. Oh, that little face. Oh.
That was a
actually-
brick.
She
Beautiful.
literally was just sitting there circling and circling and circling. So I was like, I'll show you. She just,
Stopped.
and then she stopped.
That's exactly what Popeye does, isn't it?
Ed,
Go away,
no, no
Cody.
cheese. Or anything. No cheese, no nothing.
Go away.
Yes, so is there anything Killian would like to do apart from buy cheese? And is there anything Helen would like to do apart from roll their eyes?
Hey,
All right, I rub my eyes very well. The answer is, if we're going in the early morning, I assume I've been informed of this at some point. Yeah, back and forth. I will make a point to go back to my old boss to tell him about tell him that we're leaving in the morning, very early morning, and if the ring is impossible to get before then not to bother. If he does, great. If he doesn't, no harm, no foul. Yeah. Also, no. I'll wait. That can wait for later.
So you go up to Melinda's place and you're greeted by him at the door. He's in his wheelchair, not in the robotic legs that you see.
Our legs.
And he says, "Come in, Madeline, come in.
Thanks, boss.
I managed to find you a ring, but well, to be truth told, it appears to be exactly what you needed.
Is it cursed?
I don't know.
You
It
don't
might
know?
save your life if you're falling. But there's some dark magics within there too.
We've got enough on our plate with having to worry about cursed magical rings.
I didn't wear it. And the one that did wear it, I took their head.
Yeah. I guess they deserved it.
I suppose so.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
They had a weapon and I did.
Yeah.
One of those moments.
who the heck is he? Gollum? Sorry.
He's not got them. But look, it's yours if you want. From what I can get one of the clerics to identify is that just having it on your person will not do any harm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I take it.
Cool. You have a ring of
Cursed ring of purple. Nice. Dodgy ring of. I'm gonna put it under other. I'm gonna put it under inventory other as other. Weird ring of purple.
Yeah.
You've got to put it on in the tunes.
No,
Hey.
no. I am actually an intelligent character.
Red button.
I'm going to get it identified. If that doesn't work, I'm going to throw it in the lake.
Doesn't work. Identify doesn't get curses.
Then it's not being worn by anybody. And this is absolute emergency.
Well, yes, but if you're falling, you haven't got an hour to attune to it.
No, he rested his head.
Good point. Guess it's never been worn then. How do you get rid of curses on magic items?
Normally you break the attunement to it and the curse ends and you can take it off. But
I mean, can you get rid of a curse?
Really purify them out.
Right.
It might be something clerics can do, but there is no standard way of doing it.
There's not a set rule. It would be
Remove curse allows you to break the attunement and therefore not be cursed anymore.
Yeah.
So you're not attuned to it anymore, so you can't use the item.
What is that on the
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a case of do the benefits outweigh the negatives?
Yeah, fair enough. Well, the negatives are unknown, so they are infinite.
Oh, infinite. Oh, the
You
DM.
want me to find out?
No.
Trial and error.
So
Trial and error.
the party. No, are you doing anything else?
No.
Writing a letter to the king, thanking him for his patience with us, thanking him for his patronage. And it's been an absolute honor. And to warn him that while the moor has been exposed, the church has been discovered, and their plots have been, for the most part, partially foiled. And some of their allies been imprisoned, some murdered. There are still others in the city. Vigilance is what's going to keep you safe and your people safe. I'll let the king know. Although I won't tell him where I'm going. I'll let the king know that I am taking Jackson, Charlie, and Killian Norn away from the city to continue our investigations.
There is, as the king receives this letter, we'll just do a little cutscene.
Oh, thank you.
As the king, like,
Woo!
Fetch me my best wine.
yeah, he nods.
Sorry,
He nods solemnly
It was good.
and keeps his stoic, stoic king. But there is
You either means it. It's either upset, happy, unhappy, or just remembered he's left the gas on.
yeah.
Well, surely there's also that shit. They're out of sight now, but they're still in my kingdom.
Yeah, but that's hard. Out of sight, out of mind. Less immediate, less barging into his throne room again and again and again, undermining his power.
Like the monkey with the cymbals that just goes. Rah, 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 rah. We're going to be like that, marching around his brain, and every now and then we'll just pass the front of his brain, and he remembers us. He's like,
When you get third level spells, Bean, take sending so you can keep him updated.
Ad nauseum.
Hello, king. Today,
Good morning, king. You're 3 time zones away. It's like it's 4 in the morning. Go away.
it wouldn't even be that. It'd be morning.
Morning.
I've eaten most of the wheel of cheese that I bought from Chile.
Send more cheese. Why have you sent more cheese? Cheese didn't arrive today. Where's the cheese? Cheese.
It'll be like, this will be a day out.
Yeah.
I've eaten most of the wheel of cheese.
Hey, king. I've learned this spell. Guess what it is yet? Can you guess what it is? They're in my head.
Hey, king.
Just this big white dragonborn thing. You rest at the castle in your thing. Gather your beasts of burden, your 4 polar bears.
Aussie Bears.
Lily, Reuben, Flip, and Chip.
Flipping chip.
No,
No.
it was Rosie and Jim or something, wasn't it?
Rosie
I thought it was
and
Rosie and Jim, but
Rosie and Jim, yeah.
Ruben, Lily, Rosie and Jim.
there you go.
Because it reminded me of Rosie and Jim in the
Yeah.
Albo.
And
The
you make
Shack
your way
Magique.
through the town. And there are a few people on the streets.
Uh-oh.
Waving us off. Bye.
Yeah, there's a few people from the underage.
Thank heck they're leaving.
And they're standing there. And there's
The South Gate.
towards the south gate. They've gathered round.
I'm going to go over there and see what's going on.
And
One moment, in fact. One moment, I'll be back in a second. Hop off and
they're along the path that you're taking, Owen. They're
Mhm.
along the side of the road as you kind of trundle out.
They're
And then
cheering.
you see
silent.
the gruff face of the butcher that you
Mhm.
that is in of the underwretch, and then you see the small face of Mab in the crowd, and they just
You're revolting.
and then the butcher goes, and then the kids go, and then the rest of the small folk start applauding as you go towards the gate, and then they fare you well out of the gate as a not cheering, but just a sort of an approval of your thing. And as the cart
They're
starts,
leaving, yay!
can you all make a dexterity saving throw, please?
They get pelted by tomatoes. Dexterity saving throw. Should be good at this. Oh, it's almost a 1. 22.
18.
What?
An 18. I rolled a 17.
Oh dear.
Killian on Dragon Ball.
8.
Charlie and Killian. Full face full. Boom! Snowballs.
It's a little shit, isn't
It's the
it?
little shits. They're standing on the top of the south gate, pelting snowballs at you. See you later! See ya! See you later, Killian!
Catch. Catch.
Look at feathers all sticking out sideways.
I just do that. Dragon.
Oh, just like the beginning of Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Just like the simmering Eldritch Dragon.
And I'll just look up at them and then look back.
It's doing that thing. Awesome! It's so awesome!
Like, it was meant to go.
Yeah. They're just like, yay! And then eventually the gates open. And around you, you kind of join the back of a queue of several vehicles and individuals leaving. Vehicles is a really nice way to say vehicles.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the Screesia herds being led out by Chili and Grandma and the rest of the family, little bambino halflings wrapped closely to the mothers and fathers in little swaddlings of Screesia fur, just little noses and little eyes just poking out, twinkling in the dawn light.
Do they actually have cars and things, or
They mostly ride the Screesia. There are a few sort of that are just loaded with packs. There's like a sled trailer type thing on some of them, but mostly they ride just the Screesia.
Yeah, why not?
They ride them, they eat them, their life revolves around.
I would sort of say to the one you said with the little baby in there, I'd basically offer them space in the TARDIS if they want to chill out in that.
What?
It's bigger in the back.
Bigger in the back? What do you mean?
Go have a look, and I'll open the back door of the wagon.
Okay. You,
Baby got back.
you kind of lead them around. You lead them around the back, and they're like, kind of, witchcraft is this?
Witchcraft.
I don't know. The king gave it to us.
Witchcraft.
We could ride in the back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grandma can go in there as well if she wants.
No. She won't.
Oh no.
It's just like, no.
She doesn't like inside. Too much.
It's mobile inside. Look, kind of like a tent.
It's a mobile inside.
It's not tent enough for her. Trust me. She's funny like that.
Can
yeah.
I get, like the pop-up tents? Can I just
Yeah.
tent?
You want to put a tent inside the back of the car?
No, would that be tenty enough?
A tent. So would a tent be tenty enough for grandma?
Yeah.
Yes.
Inception tenting.
But yeah, a cart is not. Cart is more inside, and especially a cart that looks like the inside of your cart looks like.
The TARDIS.
Well, it doesn't look like the TARDIS, but it looks like a small cabin, mate. Well, a reasonably sized cabin inside. You know, you've got wooden floors.
What you mean? Wow, I haven't had no description of inside of this thing yet. So
No, as you open it up, what you see is, I think I did describe some of it, but so it's a wooden floor inside.
Yep.
You have a small table. You have 2 glass windows at the far end as well. Now, the glass windows at the far end don't show outside.
what do they show?
So the glass windows at the far end
Yeah.
show a green field, like a plateau leading down to a blue lake. A blue lake leading out into mountains in the far distance. You can see out of that window the grass moving and the water lapping on the lake as well.
Open at all the windows?
Yes, they do.
Bed.
When you open the window, it's very, very black.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't open the back door.
But when you open that window, you hear outside as if you were you'd open the door to outside.
Right.
Yeah. Don't open the back door of the cabin, especially if someone knocks.
Pardon?
Don't worry.
What? Jackson? What?
Yes, welcome aboard. I'll put the kettle on. Charlie will be making tea in the back of the cart, and like sort of busying himself in there. There's a place to like sort of sit, and it's like just like a little cottage basically inside the back of here, like the inside of a cottage with several.
And there's an Arctic fox in here as well, probably curled up next to the hearth.
Yeah, and little Bengo's curled up in there, like
Yep.
snoozing away.
Got a dog pile going on.
The mum
Yeah,
and
pretty
dad
much.
halflings caring for their young uns, holding them close, jiggling them on the knee. And who's driving, by the way? Who's driving your car?
Okay.
Jackson. Let's have an animal handling from Jackson. See how
Yeah.
we're going with these the polar bears. You know, Ruben and Lily, normally quite good. You've got-
16.
Oh, yeah, it's all right, fine. Rosie and Jim seem to have come into their own, really, in part of this sort of pack. I don't know, what's a group of bears called? Isn't there an official word for a group of bears?
The collective term for polar bears.
Yeah, collective noun. Come on, polar bear facts.
We wanted a polar bear fact. I don't know what the collective noun is, but I'm going to find out. But polar bear, today's polar bear fact. So what was last game's polar bear fact?
Oh.
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
It was
Something about their smell. It was to do with getting through the.
smell a seal over a mile away.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 options.
It's a solo animal, so pack of them don't happen.
An Aurora.
They are called Aurora, pack, a celebration, and I found a fourth option: a sleuth.
A sleuth.
A sleuth of polar bears.
I think you could have a sleuth of otters as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's say, yeah. I'd like to call them a danger.
I quite like Aurora of polar bears.
Aurora. Aurora. Okay.
So yes. So last was that they can smell a seal from over a mile away.
Oh my
Mhm.
dog.
What should we start with? So how about that their liver is toxic due to such an incredibly high concentration of vitamin A.
Ooh. But so healthy, they'll kill you.
Yeah, they have so much vitamin A in there. Yeah, it's toxic.
That cat is really aggressively loving that.
Was feral till about 3 months ago, and
Yeah.
I used to tame him, and now he basically swipes if you stop stroking him.
I've never known a cat to love being stroked so much. It's like almost orgasmic.
Yeah, but he's like sort of gone his entire life without letting anyone get near him, and then decided, actually, I quite like that.
A lot.
Out into the wastes you travel, and your first
Fresh air. Smell that cold air.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The sun is reasonably high above the rim of the world, and the snow glints and shines, and it's actually quite sometimes dazzling to the eyes. And when the gates start kind of dwindling in the distance, and you can no longer see the great walls of Kakanzak, they vanish over Mordensal, they vanish over the horizon, and you just are in this expanse, and you see those kind of almost spirits of snow where the winds picked it up and kind of dragged
Snow
it.
angels.
Yeah.
Snow
just-
wisps.
You know the way we get sea mist up here?
Yeah,
Is it
just
the same
wisps
kind
of that kind of
Mm.
traveling across here and there, and then skirting up and creating little eddies and whirlpools.
Yeah,
of,
snow wisps.
yeah, dancing ice and frost. And it's incredibly beautiful and peaceful, and you can just hear the kind of it's like quiet chatting of the halflings to one another, and then you can hear the of the screech around you, and the steady pad of the polar bears, and they seem very good mood polar bears right now. The city's been
surrounded by food. It's like we get hungry, we're good.
And the fact that they are also now like out. The noses are high in the air, that very flexible snout, sniffing around. I mean, the screecher is probably what they're most interested in, but that's nearby prey. But just the fact to have the true ice and the true snow underfoot. Is there anything you'd like to do, folks, while you're paddling across the wastelands there?
I'll be out. I'll probably be out front with Jackson on the driving bench.
Yes.
Just relaxing.
Yeah. How does it feel, Owen, to be back traveling? It's been about what? It's going to be a couple of weeks, a month, maybe in town. I don't know how long.
Feels like a long time. Yeah.
About a year.
A lifetime. That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm listening.
It's a good question. The answer is probably a combination of excitement and relief.
Mm-hmm.
The city's complicated, and we've done a lot of damage. I'm kind of aware of while we've done good things, and that was kind of a tear-jerking moment. We've also done a lot of damage. And I had to get the old can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. We broke a lot of eggs. And can't help but wonder how effective we really were. No way to measure it. So there's that sort of in my back of my brain. I'm intelligent, highly intelligent character. I calculate, I work out, cost benefit sort of thing. It's like, it's unmeasurable. We didn't know the full. We know we haven't got them all. So That's it's we don't know how much we got of them, and then we're going somewhere else. I got some experiments I want the Kansats to help me with. I got a book that I need translating from a language, a ledger that hurts your eyes that needs to be translated. I got blood samples and a question I need answering. Well, we don't want to know the answer to, but need to.
Yeah. There's a lot
But
of,
the journey is a quiet period. I'm happy to be out here. This is a break. This is actually feels like a break. I'm not watching over my shoulder, I'm not having to guard myself here.
yeah. There's more space.
Normal dangers out here, just normal dangers. Stuff that I am used to.
You travel for the day. Jax, is there anything you'd like to do while you're out here? While you're
I want to watch the halflings because they live and breathe out here. So I want to see what they do and see if it's any different from the stuff that I've done in the. Basically, I want to see how they survive out here so I can add to my
learning repertoire, your survival repertoire.
Yes. I will also probably spend some time chatting to Gilly and ask about, what sort of things do they come across out here? What threats and things. I mean, I'm guessing that there's a reasonably large party and they have scouts out and things.
Yeah.
I will have weapons sort of.
Chat to Gilly and you'd learn quite a lot. So Gilly will tell you about several things. He will tell you about ice storms. Ice storms are without the city walls to protect you and the solid, more hardy buildings. When they break out here, you are exposed to their when they come down, they are like shards of razor sharp crystal, crystalline ice, large pieces. They don't fall like hailstones, they fall in stabbing, almost like daggers basically falling from the sky. And these are something to be very aware of. It's good to check every day if you're on your own. Check the weather formations and see if you see them. Julie says, Grandma's the best, but there are a few things to look for. I'll show you if one comes along. All right.
Yeah.
The other thing they show you is that the Screesia love, when they stop for short breaks, the Screesia nuzzle the earth. They nuzzle down through the top layers of snow and beneath in the earth that they can dig in. Their hooves kind of go through the top layer of permafrost, and down below there is a root system down there, growing under the ground. And there's these small, like, do you know, like the middle of pomegranates?
Mm-hmm.
The middle of a pomegranate, there's like a berry that looks similar to that, almost like completely see-through.
Yeah.
That they can seems to sustain themselves on. They eat a hell of a lot of this stuff. So when they've stopped, you can tell where Screesia have been grazing.
Because the ground is dead.
The ground is torn up and pulled up, and all the snow is very much disturbed in those patches.
Turn brown.
Yeah, that's the break around sort of midday as you see them gather, and the family group is tight. That's what you notice also, that the families are they seem so friendly and so amenable to each other, and they chat and talk, and the duties are shared equally between men and women. There is no sort of seem to be gender bias in any of this. There are women hunters, there are male hunters, and they are male caregivers, and all that kind of stuff. And the only one that seems more revered than others is Grandma. Grandma is looked to for advice, and most of the time she just sits and smiles and stares at the world around her with that kind of
I know.
a knowing grin. And when she catches the new one's eyes, you folk, there's like the wrinkles increase, like when they double up, and she kind of grins at you, and every now and then wags a finger and
That's so creepy.
and is excited. It seems that she is pleased. It's what you would gather that you're with them, that you're making this journey, or at least part of it with them. And
Well, I appreciate that.
you could make a. I'm going to say. What would you do? You're chatting to Ginny. Ginny's not hostile to you in any way. They would tell you that there is further towards Kakanzax, there are creatures that burrow under the ground. I'm just going to come out and say it because it's easier. It's like a bullet.
Okay.
Or bullet, or however you pronounce it. Yeah.
A land shark.
Yeah, land sharks basically are common around the areas of Kakanzax, close to Kanzak. Yeah, the far side of the forest, basically, from where you are.
They're like a high-pitched screeching sound as they come along.
Wee. And they just go da 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 as they come for you. And what else did they tell you? They would tell you that to the west, the region is kind of. They don't venture far west of Kakanzax at all. The lands there are not well inhabited at all. There is only a few settlements that can hold out, including the come on, off, the lands of the Norn household, the Dragonborns, and also there is one last town like out there, like a little frontier town called Marin.
He's in your room.
Why were you in our room?
I just wanted to see. Good job I found that.
I knew where it was. It was on my launch pad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was there. Good
Go.
night.
And do not be going in our bedroom.
Okay. Okay.
And they tell you of the rumors that well, not rumors, that there are undead that walk the western reaches, and
Like Renmain Peaks.
around the Renmain Peaks. Yes, the Renmain Peaks are
Toby, bed.
are not inhabited anymore. And once they were, there was communication and there were lines of transit that went over, but they are no longer inhabited. The dead walk there freely. As freely as
Dead can walk.
as dead can walk. Yeah. There are forests that are filled with animated corpses.
Do they have problems with the bugbears in the forest?
They do not have. They have a working relationship with the bugbears in the forest. So they will offer like a sacrament for passage through the forest. You know, like they'll offer a deal to pass through uninhibited and unhindered by them. They're not outwardly aggressive, but they sort of charge a toll, maybe is the best way to describe it, to pass through the forest.
Okay, cool. What I will also tell them about is like the things that my tribe does, because we're in a cold land as well, but we're in a cold dark land. So I'll tell them about what we do, training sort of direwolfy type things and stuff like that, and how we use them for basically share knowledge.
Yeah. So there's this kind of mutual gathering of minds that are used to traveling in these harsh climes. There are a few things that they go, I never thought of doing it like that. So you make a ring of torches that go round. How do you keep them lit when the winds come though? It'll be that the craftsman people have sort of shields that they put in the direction of the wind or something. That's good.
They have little wind protectors.
I like
Little windows, Japanese style.
Yeah, we don't craft much like that. Could you? I'll see if we can get some of our woodsmen to craft some. When we get to the forest, we should be able to harvest some lumber, and a stretched screezy skin would make a good windbreak, I suppose, like over a small frame.
My skills tend to lead more to the working of metals.
Not many forges out this way, my friend. Not till you hit Kakanzak's.
Yes, I met the what's his name?
And if you need tools, I could probably buy. You can borrow some of mine.
I have met
Sure.
Kanzak page. Gret? No, that he's the Durg.
Dirk, yeah. Dirk.
Nerd.
You've met him at the bar at Julian's.
Yeah.
Name Dirk always reminds me of the sound that the zombie made as it went across the screen at the end of Buffy the Vampire.
Arg.
He's definitely Gerard, not
Oh, Gerg, yes, Gerg, Arg, yeah.
But the way that you say it always reminds me of that.
It's because of the Cornish lilt.
Arg.
Bloody Cornish people, bloody pirates.
You knew what I was talking about when I said that.
See, I was so waiting to get and play Gerald Foxbridge because she's like proper pirate, and that would be
Yeah.
great. No, you've gone by land. Fine. So you begin to set camp for the evening as you pass your first day out in the wilds. The way that the halflings do this is so perfectly rehearsed and immaculately done. So they they make a circle of screesia first, and they graze, and they clear a circle of bare earth, and then the halflings then pile the rest of the snow up where they've dug. Most of the screesia doing most of the work, the back-breaking digging. It's already turfed up, and then they start setting tents against these barriers in the way that they believe the wind's going to go. The grandma
Palisade.
Yeah. The grandmas sort of walk around and go and just poke someone with a wrong person with a stick, and then and it's like setting up the stuff, and eventually she seems satisfied that they're doing it at least half right, and then moves over to a large pot and begins to prepare some food. There's 2 pots on the go as they start. Sorry, I didn't want to the jab.
You know, needle fingers.
And begins to prepare a stew of screesia and berries and root veg that are dug up like these kind of like a tuber, almost like a large parsnip type thing that's chopped and put into the stew as well. And the tents are erected, and eventually the feeling turns musical. So several of the little halflings remove from their satchels little lutes and little flutes, and they gather around in a circle and they start to sort of sing songs and tell tales of their heroes, of their ancestors, and gather round. Do you guys share any stories while you're around the fire?
Not on the first day.
What about you, Killian? Killian belches. Jackson,
Too much cheese.
Yeah.
how much of your wheel of cheese is left after your first day?
The crusty bit.
Now that's gone. It's now gone from like this to like the size of like.
Oh, you're going round the outside like that?
Yeah.
You've not got a black pan of cheese yet.
It's now about the size of like, you know, those large camembert you can get.
I like that.
It's
I know
now
the
like
proportions.
that size.
Perfect.
So it's gone from this to this.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I like it. And what about you, Jackson? Are you willing to share?
Oop. Hang on. Attacking camera. What are you doing?
Matt's like animal
Come on,
handling.
Jackson. Julie's there at the fire. He's like, what about you, Jackson?
I will probably tell about like my tribe, you know, how we work, and that, you know, there's the chieftain, the, you know, the frost giant, and sort of there's this sort of this odd bit in the way that, you know, Jax wants to fit in there and do well, but was like forever like the outsider there as well. So there's this sort of
Trying to belong here.
yeah, you know, it's the sort of the story sort of he'll tell about the village will be like they do this rather than we did this.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is that something that you openly express, or is it something that you?
I think people. Well, I don't think he doesn't think of it in that way. I mean, he's left and decided that, you know, do you know what? I am going to show that I can be useful and get skills and do stuff, and that's what he's doing or trying to do. I don't think Jax is self-aware enough to know quite what and why he's doing it.
Yeah, like the way that Jax's language just seems natural, but
Yeah.
there are hints within Jackson's language to how he was treated,
Yeah,
or how he was felt as an outcast, because everything is they rather than
yeah,
that inclusive vowel, inclusive
We.
We.
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't think Jax is quite self-aware enough to realize that's what he's doing.
And I'm not going to point it out. Not yet.
It's something that we just go, no. No. So, are there some, I was about to say Wayne, but little ones,
Little ones, yeah. There's
Rian's.
there's halfling kids, yeah. And they
Killian and Halflings, he's found the level. Hey, kids.
As opposed to, oh, I like that.
in a circle. They've made there's the really wee ones being held, and they're like hanging off the mum and dad, like, looking at the newcomers. But there's a group that are like off to the side, kind of doing
Spotty teens.
own thing. Yeah, they're maybe, you'd estimate maybe 10, 12, maybe that sort of age.
Could I try and like not sneak up on them, but kind of shadows and
Oh, I've muted that. Missed it.
Yes, you can make a stealth check and see.
and
if you
just kind of like loom over them.
Yes, please make a stealth check.
Okay. No.
What is your intention here, Killian? Scare kids, okay. Okay, Killian.
I mean, come on. Ice Dragon Ball just kind of looming over them.
Yeah, this is going to be petrifying if it comes off.
Oh.
It didn't come off. You walk over, and then one of
Oh
them,
shit! He does a sneaky thing. You walk up going, duh, 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 and they're all looking at you going, "What are you doing?"
and you see this kind of like circle of kids, like, and then and they hurriedly kind of stand up and then try and look casual like they were talking. What?
Hand it over.
And whatever.
Where you go?
Oh.
Don't try to rob them.
I'll feed you.
How do you know what? Wait. What are you willing? What are you trading?
The most amazing thing.
I've seen some pretty amazing things out here in my years.
All 5 of them.
This is like a 12-year-old kid.
That's it. Right. Okay, kind of crosses his legs and sits down, so he's like height.
Yeah,
Like
and
level
your
with-
face. You're like, oh, what do you put up?
What do you think?
I don't know. What is it, Killian?
What is the most amazing thing to kill you?
It is a large moon-shaped thing, baked gently.
You put out a croissant, they're like,
The last of Mama Oo's supply, and you're willing to trade it.
It's not the last.
yeah, you,
I did say.
The rations could have been purchased from Oost.
I did say.
Yeah,
I can't survive without Mama's cooking.
you could have, supplied
So
from Oost.
it's
But you've
kind of
only
a
got
given.
a little while with them. You've only got 3 weeks worth of Oost.
That's fine.
All right. Is that some sort of snail?
It suddenly goes.
Food. All right. Fine. You hand out. They hold their hand out like this. They open the hand. And 4 black rocks drop into your hand.
What do you do?
Play.
Okay, what?
Cricks.
What's that?
Cricks. You don't know cricks?
Ticks.
Cricks.
Ricks.
Cricks.
Bricks.
No. Give me the question.
Show me how to
Cricks. All right. Get your start of you need to.
play. Kids like,
They crouch down with you and they say, right. You grab.
what do I need?
You need a D4.
He said, get what?
A D4.
Oh, jeez.
Get a die. Get the D6. Get a die.
I might need a new dice bag soon.
Is it from
Yeah.
D4? Yeah. D4. You roll. 3. You it.
Okay.
Give me one of your rocks.
Why do I have to give you one of my rocks?
Joking. Yeah, here's a rock. You get 5 rocks in your hands.
Game on. And he gets the crown.
And you sit there and you play some games for some time with the kids gathering round. And they're just exchanging rocks. There's several kids. They got little rocks in their hands, and they're like trading them. And some of them think that the more shiny ones are better, and some people think that the rougher ones are better. And there's an argument about if a rock and a grain of rock are the same thing and should be played with in a similar way. And yeah, you pass the evening like that playing with the kids.
What about the eye?
No. Are you gonna play with the eye?
Yeah, what about the eyeball that I have? That-
What?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me. I'm not there. I'm not watching you play.
No.
Well,
yeah,
I probably wonder what's going on when I hear the kids scream and scatter.
yeah, please
Got an
tell
eyeball.
me what you wish to do.
Because I've got the eyeball carved from stone,
Okay.
don't I? Do you remember me getting that?
An eyeball carved from stone. Now, where did you
Yeah,
get
it was one of the random items that I found on.
Sorry,
Okay.
mate.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
the trinket, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the random things that I found,
They'll be like, "Ugh,"
and it's
as
an
you put it
eyeball.
out. Yeah,
carved
they'll be
from-
like, that's gross.
and it moved occasionally, as I remember.
Oh, that's freaky. Now that would be a prize to play for. What have we got that we can bet against that? No. We'll have to think on this, Dragonborn, if we're playing for the eye. Find something pretty cool. Might have to pull some resources to play for that. You see that they want it so much.
Yeah. No, I'm just like,
Tomorrow then, Dragonborn. We'll go to bed. You see, as you gather, as they kind of shuffle off in their distance, maybe if you give them 5 rocks, and we get James to give us 9, then maybe you'd think that. And they're trying to work out the mathematics of what one moving eyeball rock is worth in terms of pebbles.
Yeah.
All of you see, kind of gather around the central fire. There's the matriarch. She's stirring the pots, and she's got the second pot, and then the evening kind of simmers down, and a few of them approach the halfling in the center, and she gets like a carved horn cup or bowl type thing, very small, and she takes the ladle and fills it up, and these individuals go separately away from the main fire and sit down near the screech, near the edges, and with this steaming hot broth that kind of has like a greenish color to it.
Do they look like sort of the evening's guards or something?
Could be, yeah, could be. They could be taking watch.
see that black thing now on the floor?
Yeah,
Is it moving?
no, there's a feather.
You
Um,
should-
One of the things I would have asked Gilly is what their sort of tactics are if they are attacked by anything out here. Do they run? Do they fight? Do they have little halfling knights on Screeger? What sort of things do they do?
And if they do fight, like how, what? Sorry, I was gonna say like what? How do they do it? As in like, weapon wise or what? Because it would be.
Gilly will sit with you. Maybe you and Killian are sat there like with Gilly, and Gilly says, "Well, the family comes first, so we will surround them first. We'll put them to the center, unless it's a Buda, because they're trickier to deal with, because they can come up from underneath."
Then is this the bullet things?
Yeah, they're tricky because
How big are they?
Sorry,
How big are they?
I think they're pretty large.
Because Gilly has certainly seen me grow big. Because I unloaded their wagon
You
last
did.
time.
Yeah, they're large. They're pretty big, but maybe quite big, like you, big maybe.
Okay.
We can make him bigger.
Can make him bigger?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. Or terrifying. I'm not sure which.
It's all to do, and I'll show them the various runes I've got on armor and weapons and shield and things. I've got my hill rune on the thingy, and I'll show them the giant runes and sort of say it comes from these giant writings.
Ah, see, the one that's good with the writing is Grandma. She's always been like a. She shows some of the younglings, but no one's really taken it on as their mantle.
I can try and show people while we're traveling if you want.
What? How to get big?
Maybe. Well, I can show you the runes and see if they make sense. It kind of just sort of clicked. It sort of, because I knew the sort of the runes they used, and some of my people use like them on armor and things, and I put them on there, and then one day it just sort of made sense, and I got bigger.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, if we were bigger, fighting bullets or whatever was out here, it'd be handy.
Can I? Sorry. It's like they're halflings, right?
The halflings, yeah.
So how big would a halfling get if it was double its size? Because that's how big they get, isn't it? You double.
Officially, the ability, I believe, says you count as large.
Yeah.
So they would go from small to large, I believe. But the description says you double in size. If you are smaller than large, you become large.
The size of Jackson.
Like the thing that
I forget. Is there a normal size? Is it like small?
Yeah, so there's small, medium, large.
Okay.
So you are a small goblin.
I am very small.
You are medium size. So medium gets up to about 8 foot. So you get sort of orcs and gnolls and things that are about 8 foot tall that count as medium.
Yep.
So yes, literally a halfling would become
8 feet plus. Well, more than 8 feet.
they would become large.
They become 8 foot. Yeah, above 8 foot. Yeah.
8.5 feet tall halfling. Oh my god!
Because I was like, if they only double in
They
size,
would only go to your sort of size.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
that's why I was
There
like,
we go.
how-
A frost rune will make a halfling as
Sorry,
large
that-
as a bulet.
it was out of character asking because I was
No, that's
like,
fair. Yeah.
I
A
wasn't,
mechanics thing.
yeah, I wasn't too sure. I was like, it confused me when you said, "Oh, that would make
large-
sense." I was
A large goblin. Call me tiny, will you?
like, he'll be the one picking me up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is the revenge.
By
when
your tail.
you make
Meh.
so large and he just tucks you under his arm. Just
Yeah,
runs.
unfortunately, it doesn't increase your strength. So you'd be basically a lead weight. And they go, I can't do it.
Oh my
Come
God.
on, Gillian. Doesn't the frost ring give you a plus on your strength though as well, Matt?
Frost gives me
Or the giant?
giants might give you advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
There we go. That's what.
Still -1. Still unlikely. I got advantage. I can fail twice as good.
But you then get the runes as well. So
Yeah, well, I don't.
no.
I think it could be big. Big like a very fragile bird. Like my bones are so
like
flimsy.
a dodo or an ostrich.
But I think
Oh no, not an ostrich. They're powerful.
I think you can officially only multi-class into a fighter if you've got a strength of 13. So
I'm good.
I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I am probably going to multi-class. I'm probably going into ranger.
Julie will show you several very effective looking javelins carved from bone. They look like, he says, these are from the thigh bone of a screezer. Very light, very, very strong. You can throw these. They travel far if you've got a good aim. They can certainly damage a creature at distance.
How far?
Get close. We actually the screezer are terribly, terribly defensive of their young as well. We use that to our advantage, and all the family, both the families, are taken to the center, and they will fight for their young and for those that care for them. Although we form a pact with them and we look after these creatures, we respect them, even though we harvest their meat and their bones and blood. We do it with the utmost respect we can to these beasts.
Now,
Must be nice to have such family.
It is good. It is good. I've never known it not though, so I wouldn't know what it would be without.
Not good.
Are you?
I'm probably going to go to the back of the wagon. I think I've had enough of this family stuff. I'm out here.
Cool. So, Killian, you had a question.
how many halflings are there in this group that we are playing with?
You think there are probably about 30.
So too many to fit in our TARDIS wagon.
Yes.
Okay, what about the young ones?
The young ones, well, I'd say there's 30 screecher that are being ridden, and some of those would have
No.
maybe.
No, so there's 30 screecher being ridden.
Yeah, and then there's maybe like sometimes they're doubled up with people on there. So the small ones.
So the ones that won't be capable of fighting or that don't fight or whatever, how
Yeah.
many are there of them?
There was a group of about 4, and then the wee babes. There's 2 wee babes in this group. With
And what
brothers.
about like the teenagers and the kids?
that
are
was
hanging
that
on?
was 4 or 5 of them.
And the women would fight.
The women fight, yeah,
Cool. So there's enough room in our TARDIS wagon
for the kids and the
For the
mums,
kids.
mums and dads that are caring. Yeah.
Cool. So why put them in the centre when we have TARDIS wagon if anything attacks?
Just
That's what we do. Is you asked what we do. That's how we do it. We've never had one of those. I had a look in there. It's weird.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, it's cool, I admit, but what's with the lake?
I have no idea.
Out of interest, as my Outlander-ness, I have like sort of a familiarity of various places, and I have travelled a fair amount. Does it actually look like any lake or view or mountain range that I've come across?
Oh, you can have a survival with advantage.
It's survival with advantage, eh?
Oh.
Um, well, I rolled a nat 20 on the first dice, so 24.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Jax, you go in and have another little look, and you look out at this view, and you're like, in your head, you think, this is the Dyden Plains. It looks, those mountains look just like Mott and Cot when you're looking at them from the north. You're looking down south towards like the mountains of Mott, Cot, and Tinch, I think the other one's called. Mott, Cot, and Tinch. Yeah. Let me just double check that other mountain name. Mott, Cot, and Tinch. Right. The baby Tom, that one.
I know.
Picks a the 3 teeth. Tounge, sorry. Toungie.
G-O-U-N-G-I-E. And it's where? So that's the mountains. You said it was the plains.
The D-I-E-N
Yeah.
D-I-E-N. D-I-E-N, D-I-E-N. Dyndin.
Dyngin.
Die and Den.
Yeah.
Or Die and Dien.
So it's the same thing twice.
Yes.
So die and like bed and breakfast. Die and Dien.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. Whatever you said.
what's the right diadem?
Dyndin.
Hmm.
You would say it.
Yeah, but you said
Jack
D-I.
Hay local. It's the D&D played.
Dyndin Plains.
Die and Dien. D and D.
The Dyndin Plains.
D and D.
Yeah, all right. The Dyndin Plains, which you know to be filled with nomadic folk. Over there are
What continent is that on?
it's a Greaton, top right hand sort of corner, top northeastern corner, just above the mountain.
Above Beswick.
Near Beswick.
Is it the lake to the northwest of Beswick?
Northwest. Yes, yeah, around that sort of way. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. I was just curious.
That area is filled with kind of outcroppings and tors and things like that, quite spread out, little settlements and things that are kind of nestled in little crevices and crags, lakes and bits and pieces on there too.
I'll tell him that's what's up with the window.
You must travel quite a way then, Jackson.
I wondered for a fair bit, yeah.
What took you that way?
People generally pay me to find things, like people or animals.
Oh. What's it like when there's not snow all the time?
Warm.
Like being near the fire, but all the time.
Yeah, you get to the point where it's like too hot and like the sand, the floor's all gritty and horrible. Gets in your armor, it's really bad. It chafes everywhere.
Sounds gross.
I wasn't a fan. It's really hot. You kind of have to travel at night.
It gets all in between the scales. It's very itchy.
I don't like the sound of that. I as much as the life out here is sometimes tough, I really do like. I love being here. I love this. Owen, as you left,
Yes.
And walked into the back of the cart, and kind of walked away from this little situation, and heading to the back of the cart. Are you loading the young ones in there now? No, they're gathered around the fire. They're doing their own thing now. You're on your own, and you head into the back of the cart. Could you roll me a perception check, please?
I will see what I can do.
There's one of the little shits snuck on.
Perceptioning check. I rolled it. I got 25.
25. Oh, your little goblin ears twitch as you step inside. You hear, like
Blades.
you hear breathing of an animal inside, and you kind of narrow it down, and you think it's on top of the small, like bookcase, like where you might store plates, like a dresser.
Yeah.
You think it's coming from on top of there.
Climbing. Disappear my knives. Very quietly try and climb up.
Make me a stealth check, please.
Ooh,
I don't roll at disadvantage, but that's fine. Because it's
21.
I rolled a 1, so yeah, you could have beat me with anything. You get to there and you bring your head up. There is a bald cat on top of the unit.
Oh no.
Really big ears.
Really? Oh, is it not one of those blink cat things, is it? Didn't we have those things before?
You have encountered some weird cats, and it looks very similar to the ones that I think Serial hit.
It almost killed
Yeah,
Sarah.
yeah, Neil killed Sarah. Yeah, she went, oh, it's a kitty cat. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, it's killing me. And we walked in and goes, told you, don't touch cats.
I thought you were going to say it was the one, the hag had one, didn't you?
That's my guess.
Yeah. Hag's familiar. Okay.
You're not there?
I am going to try and catch it. This is probably going to go horribly wrong.
Okay, so it'll be.
I'm going to try and be weirdly. I'm going to try and be gentle about it.
Okay.
But if it struggles, I'm going to break its freaking neck. Or at least I'm not going to try and break it freaking neck. I'm going to make sure I've got hold of it. That doesn't work. I will break his neck.
So you have snuck up. It is going to be surprised. So I'm going to say that would be advantage on a grapple check, which is a strength athletics.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to animal handling, but nope. Okay, couple it is.
Oh, that would be if you're trying to tame it or trying to engage with it in any such.
I was trying to be engaging with it. Doesn't mean I was trying to engage with it, trying to get it down gently, carefully.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll let you. I'll let it be.
But if it tries to get away, then it's grapple time.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I misunderstood your intention there. Yeah. So go on. Now we'll have it first then.
Should probably just come to a grapple. Let's find out what happens here. All right, not good. I got a 7. Would adding a D8, would adding an 8 to it help?
You don't know. You have to roll and see.
Go on, give it a go.
I'm going to roll spirit dice. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so 11.
11. You reach out and kind of
Just gentle. Just give it
Yeah.
a stroke.
touch its ear. It gets up. It kind of raises its back.
What was your advice to Serial?
Don't touch cats, but I know. I'm try and give it cooing words. And
It backs down off of the unit and drops down to the floor. Kind of like
yeah, I'm grabbing it. It's not getting away. I'm grabbing it. I
Okay.
try
It's
gentle.
It's not running. It kind of lands on the floor near the bottom of the cabinet and just looking up at you as you're on the top. It's not running.
I will pull. I should be honest. The rations are in the wagon as well, so I shall pull out some rations.
It hungrily eats a ration.
Then I'll just tease it into a corner. Basically, sits cross-legged and just kind of tease it into my lap. And
This thing seems ravenous. It's really, really hungry. Starts munching and munching on rations and almost eats itself into a bit of a food coma. Who's keeping an eye on these rations? Who's keeping stock of these?
I've got these.
Can you remove 2 lots of rations, please?
Sure.
Hungry cat. And then it's kind of satisfied, and then with its form, you can actually see the kind of bulge in its stomach, and it
Like when Popeye ate the loaf of bread.
like when Popeye ate the loaf of bread, and it curls up right next to you, not on you,
Mm.
but next to you so much that one of its ears is over your knee.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
It's
like
close to you.
if it was any closer, it'd be on you.
Yeah. It doesn't quite trust you to be on you, but it's okay with you. How Owen, I know you hate cats. You have
I do hate cats. I do hate cats.
How does Owen deal with this situation?
But isn't it a cat with goblin ears, pretty much?
Kind of. Yeah. You
There's a
could be.
cat with goblin ears, but that's not a good thing. Because weirdly, you sneeze and Eldritch Bolts. Now we have 2 cats. Charlie heals somebody. Now we've got 4 cats. It gets a bit out of hand pretty quick.
Ah.
Yeah, do you remember that? That they had that
Chaos. So she's a chaos cat.
Yes, I remember now.
little dear.
Oh, our character. I'm out of character. I'm going, it's asleep now. Great. I summon a knife and stick it in its ear. But there's a call between being cruel to animals and my personal don't like being cruel to animals. Rational me says, kill it while it's asleep. Because my daggers aren't magical, they don't trigger it, they wouldn't notice it's there, and they can basically murder it. It's also familiar, so it would probably harm their hands quite a lot. Because we're not far enough away yet for that breaking the familiar bond thing.
It's actually not that far, I don't think. With most familiar stuff, it's 120 feet, isn't it? The speed.
No. Familiars, they
Miles and miles.
like masters can't the master can't sort of see through the familiar's
That's
eyes.
what I'm thinking
outside
about.
of that
They're
range,
seeing
but they can go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's communicating and sort of issuing it commands and like summoning it back into its little pocket dimension.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, it's far enough away that it can't be influenced, but it's still influenced.
is it?
Yeah, I know. Also, it's something to. I'm going to have a rational mind. I'm just going to kill it.
Okay.
I hate doing it.
The polar bears.
You're not there, Gillian, Mom.
I know.
That's cool. She gave me suggestions. She's allowed to do it. But
it is done, and
I feel bad about it. I really do.
it is done, and the creature seems to be no more.
Hmm.
And
Did it? Just out of interest, did it pop and disappear, or do we have a dead?
about to say, you bring the you take the knife and you slide it between its neck,
Yeah.
Head, between its chest and the head, and you pull the blade through him.
Mhm.
It kind of bites a little bit, and before it takes its last breath, dissipates into nothingness.
So it can't be Egyptian polar bears.
No, it's not actually polar bear snack. Shall we take a short break at that point?
That was quite good.
And
Yeah,
refill
sure.
and stuff. I'm sorry, John, that was a bit tough for you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Happens. Role play games.
Jax's solution would have been grab it by the scruff of the neck, throw it out the window into the blackness.
Fair enough.